we just get the spreadsheet. We're not looking at.
Yep, I'm gonna bring it over just
Okay,
a
great.
second.
Yeah.
So you should be able to see this.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. And I'm gonna show people how to build this thing future, but what you can see here is I can run any number on here and figure out what my payment should be, what my yield should be. Based on putting in information, right? If I have a purchase price here and I want, this is my bid number. So I say, okay, I want a certain return on a number. What should I bid? That's when it comes over to the PV section, right? And it says, okay, I want a 10% return on this thing. And I want it to be, there's 180 payments left. The payment's 65.87. My purchase price would be this. Granted, this is for performing loans only, right? But it's a good way to figure out.
Yeah.
As you can see, if I drop that rate down, this number will change because of the way that it's written out. Okay.
Right.
And that's what happens. And I have a servicing fee in here. You can change it and then it'll come out to that number. So it's almost a net monthly payment return. So this is what we're saying. We can't totally do it with the way it's at right now. So because we don't have how many months are left,
Right.
we don't, we need to have the interest rate. We can figure out one if we have the three.
Right.
We can't figure out any of them if we're missing two.
Right. Right. So we're just missing too much information on that one.
Yeah.
I'm still interested. So this is the one that I brought. So I'm going to go back to the seller and ask for some more information because I'm interested, but I need more information.
Yep. All right. Next one we're looking at is in Illinois. First off the bat, I'm off. Illinois is a state I am not touching.
Illinois is very difficult to deal with.
Yes.
Peoria is only slightly better than Cook, and Cook is better than hell. Like it's a terrible place to work in. It's just difficult. Not impossible, and I don't want to,
Yeah.
say that it's completely.
Remember, guys,
no
if
go,
you're from
but it's
Chicago,
hard.
we're not bashing the city. We're
No.
bashing the note legal process and what
Yeah.
goes into it for foreclosure and things like that. I don't do Illinois. You need a license first off in Illinois. Most of the assets come up in Cook County, so it's almost pointless for me to do anything. And there are a couple counties besides Cook that are more difficult. For that fact, it's not something I'm attracted to. But
Yeah, I agree. But I did like the number, so I wanted to put it on here.
yes,
just for
tell us about what you like about the
discussion
numbers
purposes.
here.
So this is an example of one where the collateral value is higher and the unpaid balance or payoff is much lower. So I like that. I like having that kind of flexibility. You know what? I like it when they're even as well, but I like having that difference there because it opens up the doors. So what I mean by that is if these guys start paying, great, then I've got excellent protection on that. If they don't pay and I take it to foreclosure, there's a high chance that I'm going to get full payoff when it goes to auction. There's a slight chance that I'll actually get the property back. And in that case, then I've
home run,
grand slam home run.
ton of equity in this deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like it for a bunch of different reasons, but that's a few.
Yeah. And the fact that you can, if this goes to auction, all world happens and you get the asset back, you got to kill a deal. However, if they don't, you're bidding up to the UPB, and that's where you're going to be at.
Yeah. And a full
You have
payoff.
a lot of upside here. You said the balance is the same as the
Balance is the same.
Oh, total balance and the UPB. Probably the fact that they didn't give a full total balance on the asset, or they're saying that the total, which doesn't make much sense, right, Gabe? That the total balance is equal, so that it could be the seller just didn't give the right data.
Yeah, that's most likely, but he's right because the due date is a couple of years ago. That total balance number, automatically that total balance number should be higher. Unless
they're sitting there doing nothing, but there should be there should be taxes paid, any kind of additional advances being made. Total balance is what you can totally collect according to the seller at the auction. You have to be verified when you're buying it, right? We have interest rates, right? These two aren't too comfortably, but they're better than 2 or 3%.
Right.
Are these
Private
reverse
quarter.
mortgages or are these regular stuff?
These are regular. The other thing that caught my eye on this that also makes it a no for me is it's a condo. And I'm
Ooh,
not a fan of condos.
why is that?
You've got condo associations. A lot of the time, if there's a lien with a condo association, that does not show up on a regular lien search. So you can get caught with some huge homeowners association, condo association bill that you couldn't research. And the only way that I know how to, and if you've got a different way, I'm open to it. But the only way I know how to research that is to call the condo association directly.
Yeah.
And most of the time, but not always, they will tell you what that number is.
And there are certain states that allow you to be maxed out as long as you file the foreclosure correctly, that you're not responsible for the additional fees, like Florida. I would ask your attorney if the state you're looking at allows or doesn't allow it, because then you'd be maxed out at, say, 6 months of whatever the HOA fees are, and you're not held to that standard. So
Right.
interesting. I like condos. You can hard, fast value them. It's easy
Okay.
to value. The roofs are connected, so more likely the property's not destroyed to the point because it's connected to another place. If there's a real problem, the condo association will probably maintain it somehow, some way, and whatnot. So, but yes, delinquent HOA dues can be a pain in the butt.
So one more thing with the HOA dues is those keep racking up for as long as you hold it. So here as an example, I had a note on a condo in DC and we were doing a foreclosure. It was vacant and we had to foreclose, and the DC foreclosures are not simple either. And so it just kept dragging on and dragging on. And every 6 months, I think 3 times. So it took like a year and a half, and 3 times I got hit with an HOA bill that I had to pay, and which is ridiculous. And it just added to my cost. And so just to be aware.
And getting the cost of what the HOA fee is per month is sometimes difficult to get.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that stuff, right?
So I'm not a huge fan.
What if the HOA is rented out in the vacant condo? The HOA is still due no matter what is going on to the person who owns the property, who has a debt on it. So that continue to go. There's nothing that changes who lives there or how it's structured. That will continue to go build up. Now the lender doesn't have to pay it, but it will build up and whatnot. Go ahead.
It'll build up, and if it's a super lien state like DC, they can go ahead and foreclose. It was like $2,500 every 6 months, but they can go ahead and foreclose, and then I'm going to have to pay not only that HOA fee, but also whatever fees they've tacked on for attorneys and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, Cindy, Florida is a super lien state, but it's not in the same essence. I'm not good at explaining Florida's super lien process, but it's like, yes, they are jump first position, but not fully. It's kind of confusing. So
yeah,
actually, talk to Erin. We can't tag her, we're on Facebook, but Erin explained it really well. So I wanted to, anything else with this deal? So I like the fact of the first, right?
Yeah.
We have no other data here at all that tells us anything.
I liked some of the numbers on it, but I don't like that it's in Illinois, first of all, and I don't like that it's a condo. So for me, that's a pass. But I wanted to just bring it in just for.
Yep. So one loan, another loan we looked at is in Montgomery, Alabama. This loan here, Alabama, the only downfall Alabama is there's a 12-month redemption unless the loan was created after 2016 and it goes to 6 months. So this is a loan that I think it's pretty cool. The month payment is $197, which is quite low, right? This is a loan that if you're low in capital, looking to buy an asset, why is the monthly payment low concern to me? Well, because if I go and subtract $30 for servicing fees, what happens there, right? This up to $167. And how much is $30 out of $200, right? 15%. It's a lot. So it knocks a lot of the money out of the deal versus if that was a $700 or $500 payment.
Yeah.
That's a killer, but it kills your return. Again, we're based on returns, right? Not based on UPB. And that return will decrease because of the servicing fee. So we're looking at a UPB of 20 grand here, again, low. But the value of the property is up. So we're back in the same situation where we have we have equity room.
Yeah, like
Right.
50% equity. That
Yeah.
the numbers are low, but if you're talking about 50% equity, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and this borrower, from my memory, was quite too close to reperforming. Let me find. Taxes $73 a month, a year, which is crazy. Origination is 2005.
Yeah,
Original mortgage is there. Next due date 6/1, right?
good.
Which means they're active. They're actually current.
Yeah.
At the time we did it, right? We're looking